Yo, big things, bro. Big things. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. Yeah. Yeah, that man has guts, bro. That's one thing I want to say. That man has guts, bro. Hey, Mkhwanazi had guts for real, dog. You know, I thought about it because for me, if I was in his position, I think the best thing I was going to try to get a meeting with Ramaphosa and maybe highest ranking judge or something like that to give this to them as evidence or something and then let them deal with it and stuff rather than putting myself under the bus like that. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. You need, like, yeah, but Mkhwanazi, bro, he is who he is, I guess, you know. It felt like, you know how it felt like? It felt like he's like the last hope, dog. You know, Mkhwanazi feels like the last hope is like, this is it or never. It's like, this is it or we will never have it. Like, we might as well just forget about South Africa. We will never have a say. It's either we sort this thing out now, as Mkhwanazi has, you know, came out like this to tell us about how terrible our country has went. We might as well deal with it now, or we're going to find out the hard way. It just is what it is right now. I feel like South Africa is just in crossroads, in like by all means, from economy, from foreign entities influencing the country, so many things. This is it. It's like a now or never type of moments for South Africa. That's how I felt like with that press conference from Mr. Mkhwanazi. Yeah, that's how I felt like. It's more like, this is it, and it's now or never for South Africa. That's how it feels like. So what did Lieutenant Mkhwanazi say? So Mkhwanazi implicated several high-ranking officials in the South African Police Service, SAPS, of course, and government, right? So alleging their involvement in crime and corruption. Some of the individuals implicated who are, like, I'm going to talk about the main two. The first person, the police minister, Senzo Mchunu. Stop if that. Senzo Mchunu, what is he accused of? Okay. Accused of having questionable associations with an individual like Brown Mkhoti and Vusimuzi Ket Matlala, a businessman who secured a 360 million subs contracts, right, under suspicion circumstances. Mchunu has denied wrongdoing, but admitted to knowing Mkhwanazi as a comrade. By the way, he admitted after he had denied, because remember, many people, I don't know why South Africans think like just you know, not pay attention like this. Now it's almost like, oh, what is Mkhwanazi's motivation now to come up? No, bro. Mkhwanazi said this in Parliament. Mchunu denied knowing this guy in Parliament. He denied. Mchunu denied in Parliament. Now that Mkhwanazi comes to the public like this, now he's changing like, yo, I know this guy as a comrade. You know? He's changing now to say he knows this guy as a comrade. He denied. He literally, actually it's weird how he actually, because he came to comment, I feel like he didn't even have to say the things he said, but he implicated himself by saying, lying technically to Parliament, saying, so many people say they know me, I don't know this this guy they're talking about, Mkhwanazi and whatnot, and I don't have, now all of a sudden, oh, I know him, I only know him as a comrade. But again, bro, it's weird. You know, I question this. How come that as South Africans, we know? Guys, South Africa, corruption in South Africa is part of the system now. It's how we do things. Corruption is how we do it. You know, corruption is how we do things works now in South Africa. You know, it's not even corruption now. I feel like corruption is the system. Because now, without the corruption, the system doesn't work. That's how it is. Do you want to get your things done quickly? You can pay for so and so to get your things done quickly. That's SA, bro. That's SA. I'm surprised that government officials, like for example, I had the response from judiciary, from judiciary, because Mkhwanazi also implicated judiciary being involved in this criminal syndicates, right? I'm surprised that they're acting like, oh, if they need evidence and they didn't know about this and whatnot. I'm surprised by that, actually. Have you tried authenticating your things? We all know how it works. You want your documents authenticated quickly, you have to pay. The more you pay, the more your things will put down. Every institution in South Africa, that's how it works. Like, I do not know now a place in South Africa where in an institution you can go and get your things done without having to pay. If you want your things to be done quick or to be done within a certain period of time, you pay and you get them done in that period of time. Otherwise, you're going to wait for 6 months to a year for that thing to be done. It will never be done. That's how it is in South Africa. I'm surprised by these people acting like they don't know. For an example, driver's license, right? Driver's license in South Africa, it is an official business now that you have to pay to get your license. Otherwise, they will fail you on the basis of, if you get this license. That's how it is now. Like, paying to get your driver's license is standard procedure. There's so many things like that I can imagine in South Africa whereby having to pay to get them done is standard procedure. I don't like traffic cops. They stop you, right? And you think you are smart and whatnot, you know the law and whatnot. They'll give you a 4,000 ticket. That's what's going to happen to you. If you think you're going to stand your ground and what, you'll give you a ticket worth 4,000 because you're smart. That's how it works. Pay your 200 rand, you go. It's standard procedure in South Africa. That's how it works now. So I get surprised when these institutions get shocked that they have there's something like that here. Where's the evidence? I'm surprised. It's duh. That's how it works. It works like that. In South Africa, it works like that everywhere. Public institutions are just incompetent. Incompetent is just, I feel like even saying incompetent is an understatement. It's just incompetency is everywhere. In South African system, again, the reason I wouldn't even blame the people actually at this stage. When I think about it, the structure of government in nature, it doesn't reward. The structure of government in nature, it doesn't reward success, someone being great. Let me make this example. A teacher in South Africa, they can have great results for grade 12. Maybe this is a good teacher. Students are passing this teacher's class and whatnot, and they get high results and stuff. There's no rewards for that. You're gonna get a certificate to say, hey, you have 20 A's for your students, and you get the certificate for that, as a teacher in grade 12. But there's no really rewards for doing great in the system, right? Just like there's no punishment for doing bad in the system. A teacher also who fail actually to get good scores for their grade 12 students, they're not going to be fired. Do you see? So there's in the system of government, there isn't anything, that is motivational or that deals with success or rewards success, or there's just no mechanisms like that, right? People, for an example, at Home Affairs, they're not judged on the basis of how many people, for an example, they were able to help, right? How many documents were you able to process? How many IDs were you able to create? There's no systems like that to say, if you are able to help 100 people today or 200 people today, you are going to get this. End of the month, we check which employee did better, and then we don't have those mechanisms. We do not. So because you don't have those mechanisms, then that's why you're going to have incompetency and then corruption, because for the system to work, people have to pay their way to get the people who are in the system to function and work. That's just standard procedure in SA. Anywho, let's move. So, Mkhwanazi here implicated Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, accused obviously him of the like his association with these criminal syndicates, especially tenderpreneurs, Mahosi and Vusmuzi cats, people who are rewarded all these tenders, as I said, which he denied initially, and then comes around to say this is a comrade. And then also the next person also is Deputy National Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya. Sibiya guy. I saw some of the interviews that Sibiya was doing actually. When you are guilty, dog. Lying is tough, bro. Like trying to lie your way out of situation is tough. There is nothing this guy said that he's able to, like, basically he failed to, in the interviews at least that I saw, it's like this guy failed to defend the facts that Mkhwanazi put forward. Mkhwanazi provided evidence, dog. Like, it's tough. He failed the evidence. Instead, he answers things that he's not being asked. Oh, I did good. The country knows me. People knows me. I did good as a... My man, here we're talking about these problems that Mkhwanazi implicated you on. And these things that he has as evidence. That's what people are asking. That's what we are dealing with. He failed. He failed. So the Deputy Police Commissioner, Sibiya, allegedly involved in obstructing investigations and demanding control of high-profile cases, which were then buried under his supervision. Sibiya has denied Mkhwanazi's claim. But he took over hundreds of dockets that were being investigated, and then nothing is being done on them. What do you have to say to that? That's what he's supposed to answer. He failed, bro. He failed. That's what he's supposed to answer. He failed. What do you have to say to that? Bro failed to answer. He failed because that's what he's being implicated in. That's what he was supposed to answer. Where are the dockets that you took? Why did you take the dockets? It's just as simple as that. I don't know what's the problem here, bro. Essay would drive you crazy, bro. It's just as simple as that. Where are the dockets that you took, bro? That's it. Why did you take them? Why did you take them? They're under investigation. Why? Why did you dismantle? This reminds me of the Zuma thing when he dismantled the Scorpions. South Africans forget that we've been in this type of shit before. Zuma got rid of a whole, Scorpions. I still remember that. Zuma got rid of the Scorpions for investigating him. He got rid of them. We don't have Scorpions now because of Zuma. Scorpions were literally dealing with these type of situations, these type of cases, investigating the big dogs. Basically Scorpions are like the South African FBI. Zuma dismantled the South African FBI because they were investigating him, and he was implicated in corruption. This is not new thing. This is not new in SA. This is what they do. Bro, there's a team, or there's a task team, or they're investigating us. Yo, give us all those dockets. Dismantle that thing. It just is what it is. Hence, I hate it then with the history that we know with Zuma dismantle the Scorpion and everything that happened during that time. And then you get South Africans. Hey, bruh, I always had of this phenomenon before of the clever blacks and whatnot. Yeah, but I feel like, this I'm gonna play. I want to play this. There's something, there's something that Senzo Mchunu said in regards to this case. And it's this is exactly the thing that South Africans be talking about when they're talking about people being clever blacks. I feel like this is such a good example of clever blacks. What Senzo was saying. Literally, he's just literally portraying exactly what South Africans always say. Senzo was talking about in Kaya FM. He's saying basically Mkhwanazi didn't follow procedure or protocol, so he compromised the case basically that he is reporting. That's what Senzo was basically saying in his coverage of this in Kaya FM. It's crazy, actually, to have that take. Yeah, it's like that thing. This is not complicated, bro. the procedure is, there's no procedure anymore. The procedure is not working. Your superiors, the ones that you're supposed to report to, for them to be the one who take up the cases, are the one who are doing the crime. There's no procedure, dog. What procedure, dog? What procedure was Mkhwanazi supposed to follow? The guys that you're supposed to report to, the procedure you're supposed to follow, is the one that is failing.